Hi, this is Jason Robinson. I'm the owner of Golden Rule Auto Sales. Just wanted to take a minute here to go over this beautiful '07 Escalade. What I like to do, which the vast majority of dealers don't do, is I like to go around the vehicle and point out any imperfections. In my mind, there's 0 point in me puffing a vehicle up to be better than it is, only for you to be disappointed when you first see the vehicle in person. Many of my customers buy sight unseen because they trust how accurate our descriptions are, and they ship the vehicle. We ship all over the country and literally all over the world, and so there is no reason for me to try to hide blemishes. So I'm going to be ultra critical of my vehicles, especially something like a Cadillac Escalade. For the most part, the things that I point out, if you're looking at others online, you could just mark it down that the other ones have the same type of things as well. They're just not telling you about it. So I'm going to walk around this vehicle real quick and just kind of show you a couple minor things that at the end of the day are not abnormal whatsoever for what is essentially, according to model year, an 8-year-old vehicle. The new models are going to be released here in about a month, and this will be an 8-year-old vehicle. So for the year and for the miles, I would give this a 8 out of a 10, 10 being a show car. This isn't something you're going to enter into your local show, but it is extremely clean. It's very nice. One of the things that the Cadillac rims, the chrome rims, tend to do is they will begin to flake inside here, just corrosion over the years, and it begins to corrode, and then they'll flake, and then sometimes it starts to edge its way this way. Very common issue on any 8-year-old Escalade. So there's a little bit of flaking on these rims, as you can see there. If I wasn't to point it out to you, you probably would hardly even notice it. There's a little bit of what's called curb rash, where somebody pulls next to a sidewalk and they scrape the rim a little bit. Again, very common for these. Not a big deal. The tires are in excellent shape. Brand new tires come at 10/32. These are at 9, so they're 90%, almost brand new. So tires are great. As you can see here, excellent shape. This back rim doesn't really have a whole lot of flaking actually, and it does not have curb rash. Again, this is a certified pre-owned vehicle, so it comes to you needing nothing: brakes, rotors, tire struts, ball joints, wheel bearings, all that stuff. It's 125 point inspected. Anything that needs to be done is done. When you buy it, you do not have to put a dime in it, which is very rare. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a certified pre-owned Escalade for this year. A lot of times they'll tell you they're inspected, and you have to keep digging and find out what that means, because often it just means somebody put it up on the lift and they check the oil and maybe they slapped a $20 set of brake pads on it. That's not what this is. This vehicle goes through a rigorous inspection, and by the time you own it, it needs nothing. So this front bumper is in great shape. Obviously, there's going to be little rock chips that go into the clear coat. That's common for the year. Nothing abnormal. There's a little bit of a imperfection here, like just a little bit of a rock hit it and maybe it cracked the clear coat. Just very, very minor. There's a couple little hairline scratches right here that are, a centimeter, not even 1/4 of an inch, and then this one here is about 3/4 of an inch long, and they're not even as fat as my fingernail. So then they just go into the clear coat, not into the paint. A little bitty rock chip here, a little bitty rock chip there. Chrome's in great shape. Just, you know, a couple little chips here, chips there. You can actually get a little can of touch-up from Cadillac that matches this perfect, and you can kind of just touch it up here and there. This has that little expansion and contraction type of, I don't want to say it's a crack. It almost looks like somebody with long hair had some hair hanging on the vehicle before they clear coated it. That's what it looks like. A lot of times you can buff that out. It's just the clear coat. It's not cracked. The bumper's not cracked. The paint's not cracked. It's just the clear coat. And again, that's what happens, you know, on a vehicle that's this old. The majority of it's right here. There's about a dozen to 2 dozen little, it almost looks like somebody with blonde hair or something had their hair hanging and somebody sprayed the clear coat over it. If you're extremely anal and you wanted your front bumper to look perfect, to re-clear coat the front bumper would be about, if you wanted my body shop to do it, it'd be about $200. So it's really not a big deal, and it would look brand new. They would have a thin layer of paint, and that would treat a lot of the little bitty rock chips, and then they shoot it with clear coat, and they would just tape off everything and just do the bumper. So that's if you're really, you know, wanting this vehicle to be absolutely immaculate. Hood is in great shape. Can't really see anything to apologize for with the hood. It's in excellent shape. There's no signs of paint work. There's no Bondo or waving on the doors. Fender's good. A couple very little minor, I mean, just the size of a pin here and there, little rock chips. Again, touch up will take care of that. Normally I would do something like that. To be honest with you, this vehicle will sell as soon as I get it in. I have a lot of people waiting in line for these candy apple red ones. They love them. So you want to do that on your own. It's very inexpensive. Little bit of paint, about the size of my fingernail here, and about 1/3 as fat as my fingernail that flaked off. And again, that's because of rocks hitting it, and then it just flakes the paint off. Touch up will take care of that. Not a big deal whatsoever. From here down, there's going to be little bit of rock chips. I mean, they're just like specks. They're not big whatsoever. There's no rust. There's no wrecks. There's no dents. There's not even dings. It's just little bitty flakes of rock chips. And again, I'm in a photo studio with super bright lights, and I have an HD camera. So you're going to see things with this camera that you wouldn't see even with the human eye. So I'd like to be more anal and more critical. A lot of times when people come and pick a vehicle up for me, they're like, oh, this vehicle's way better looking than you described it. That makes me happy. Better to be overly critical than under. I'd say the biggest imperfection of this car is this section here, and all it is clear coat that came off. These front bumpers and back bumpers are not made out of metal. Some type of fiberglass type gel coat type of material, and they expand and contract as the vehicle's going down the road over the years, and for whatever reason from time to time you'll just have a section of clear coat that will flake off. And again, rear bumper, you would only have to do this little corner. This would be about $70 to just re-clear coat it if you wanted that to look perfect. But you know, if you step back, it's just hardly even noticeable. So back tailgate is in great shape. Small itty bitty little hairline crack there, just into the clear coat, very minor one there. The back bumper middle section is in great shape. Doesn't need anything. I mean, a lot of times these get scratched due to luggage, but it's not scratched whatsoever. I'm going to take this cover off here so you can see the tow package. So as you can see here, this has the cover that you can take off whenever you want to tow, and then it has that type of plug-in. So that's ready to go. Okay, just wanted to go over this side of the vehicle now. Pretty much the same thing. The rim here has a little bit of that chipping, but not as much as the other front rim. And there's only one kind of like a curb rash type of a dent right there. Other than that, it's in good shape. So the tire on this side's the same depth as the other side. This running board's fine. There's really no chipping on this rim. Both back rims have no chipping on them and no curb rash. So tire depth on this back tire is the same as all four tires have the same depth. They're essentially new tires. So as far as imperfections on this side, I'm not seeing really much here. There's a little rock chip there. No dents, no dings, no rust. No signs of paint work. No, that's just dirt. This little chrome piece right here, it's plastic, and a little bit of the fake chrome is chipping off for not even a 1/4 inch, just here and there, just on the top part. I mean, you can't even notice it. Little bitty chip here. So really, this side's in great shape. And now I'm going to show you the, let you hear the. So as you can hear, this has a really nice quiet exhaust. A lot of these Escalades, the header donut will expand and contract, and it'll tick for the first few seconds. This one does not do that. It's nice and quiet. Again, everything works electronically and mechanically. Seat's in great shape. There's no cracks in the leather. There's no stuffing coming out. I mean, obviously there's going to be a little bit of wear, but actually for the year, this is a great leather seat. Usually they crack down here. This one's not cracked at all. Power seats work. Lumbar works. It has the memory seat. So like if you're taller than your wife or if you're shorter than your husband, you can set the seat, and it'll also move the mirror. It'll also move the mirror on both sides. It'll move the seat right to where you need it to be. And so you just set it, and then it puts it right where you need it to be. And it actually moves the pedal up as well. So it's got all that. It also has the turn signals in the rear view mirrors, and the rear view mirrors dim as headlights hit them, so you don't get blinded. It has the hands-free cell phone. Here's your mic up here. You can talk on the phone, and you just integrate your phone into the system through Bluetooth. You can turn all the radio stations, all that type of stuff right here from the steering wheel. Okay, just wanted to go over a couple specifics of the inside of this vehicle. One of the things that we note on all our vehicles is, as you can see, the miles here. One of the things that we note on our vehicles is these tire pressure monitor sensor lights. They're a constant pain. At the time of me filming it, this is April 23rd, and it's about 30 degrees out. What'll happen is When it gets cold, these lights will kick on because of the expansion and contraction of the tires due to weather. And so it's not necessarily a sensor. Once you start driving it, it goes off and then it sits and then it comes back on. And these are a constant plague to my life because a lot of times the sensor's not bad, but the light's on, and it may stay on, especially if you have these really big rims that are chrome instead of steel. The lights are on and off, on and off. And so what most people do is live with the light in the colder parts of the times of the year. Because if not, you'll spend 75 bucks putting a tire pressure monitor light on, and the tire places love to sell them, and the Cadillac places really like to sell them. You'll put one on and 2 weeks later another one will come back on, and it's because the sensors are not bad. It's just because the tire pressure at that immediate moment is low, or if you overinflate it. So what we decided to do a long time ago, we're not going to replace tire pressure monitor sensors. If you want to replace it, that's fine. So what I do whenever I have a vehicle that has a light on is I will lower the price of the vehicle before I list it. $200, that gives you enough money to put 3 sensors on. In all likelihood, it's not even a sensor at all. You start driving it on a daily basis and it'll stay off. We're just right now at the time where the weather's going to turn and it'll probably be off. But if it is a sensor, you'll have a couple $100 to play with to put a new sensor on, or a couple new sensors on. This vehicle has dual heated seats, and the middle seats are heated as well. This has the power pedal, the climate control. Vehicle has never been smoked in. Very clean interior here. It has the glove box in the middle and then the bigger glove box below. It has OnStar with a dimming rearview mirror, compass, and thermostat. Home link, you can hone this into your garage door. It has power moonroof, and as you can see here, it works. And the shade is nice and clean. In fact, the entire top here is very, very clean. It has airbags here, and then it has on the side airbags here on both sides. And as you can see, it even has side airbags for the middle row as well. One of the things that I did notice, if you look at this little piece of headliner that's just on that section there, it's a little bit loose. There's a spray that you can kind of spray, and then you can kind of pull it tight. You know, but you wouldn't even notice if I didn't point it out to you. And again, I'm under bright lights inside photo studio. This side is good. It does have Bose. It has the Bose sound system. A lot of these don't have the Bose sound system. Clock. It has the computerized information center, traction control that you can turn off if you want, the rear parking assist, and then this is an aftermarket stereo that's much, much better than the Cadillac stereo. This aftermarket stereo has a built-in in-dash up-front DVD player, as you can see here. And then it also has a rear backup camera, which is really nice for safety features. And then it has navigation. This is about a $2,500 system here. Very, very nice. So let me show you the rest of the vehicle. Oh, another side note here, this has the Bluetooth you can hone your phone into. It has a USB plug-in where you can plug your phone into it and play through that, an aux, and you can also put those memory cards in. You can store music on that and stick that in and control it. Just a side note, anytime we get an aftermarket stereo like this, There's no warranty. As you can see, everything does work. But you know, sometimes people ask, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? I just tell them, go onto YouTube and type in the model, and then there's instructional videos, because sometimes these newfangled stereos, I don't have a clue how to use them half the time. One of the things that's really nice about these more loaded up Escalades, not all of them have this, it has the power lift gate, and I'm gonna have my little 7-year-old work partner here help me. Okay, press the button. And it also has this on the remote. As you're walking to the vehicle, you can press the button. As you see here, the top, or the seats do fold up. The back seats fold up to give you more storage. A lot of people like to spend an extra $4,000 and get an ESV because they want more storage, and then they end up not using the third seat half the year, or even sometimes never. So this is a nice feature on the newer ones where you just fold them up, and it gives you all the storage that an ESV would have, unless you have the need for third row, and in which case you just wouldn't have as much storage. So as you can see here, it's plenty of storage. And then all you have to do is push this lever down, and then pull this up. So it's very, very easy. A lot, you know, the older vehicles, you had to take the seat out, and it was extremely heavy. This takes every bit of 10 seconds to do. So, one of the only apologies about the inside of this vehicle, I mean, the seats are in excellent shape, the carpet's in excellent shape. There is a spot right here where there's a stain, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get matching dye, and I'm going to dye that, and it should take care of the vast majority of it. A lot of people end up getting a mat and putting it here anyways, so if you got one of those little mats, they're 15 bucks at AutoZone, it would cover it up anyway, so not much to worry about there. And that is your third row seat. And then the second row seat is in great shape. And then you can have a little cup holder here. This is a newer feature I really like, and it's an armrest as well. And then from back here, you have the heated seats. You can access the stereo. It has rear heat and rear air. You can plug another DVD player in back here if you wanted to watch a separate movie or video games or what have you. And then you have another cup holder down there. This comes with the two headphones and the remote. It seems like this may have had some type of other DVD screen, you know, that was maybe built into the headrest, or I'm not sure. I don't know the prior owner, but this comes from the front, and it must have some really nice aftermarket speakers that are built in that you can't even tell, because they just put them right in, because this thing is super loud. I mean, it's got really great speakers. Another cool feature that these have is this right here is power. So it just makes it a lot easier to get into the back of the vehicle. You just push that button and boom, you go right back in. Great feature. Again, not all Escalades this year came with that. And this is when it's really nice, is you have this two-seat part, and you just press that button And then this comes right up just like that. Very, very nice feature. There is a little bit of a section on the back of this rear seat where it looks like it tore. Again, creative colors can go right over that and kind of patch that up. I just noticed that. So headliner back here is in great shape. And again, when you're done loading groceries and this and that, and you want to shut it, you don't even have to pull it down. You just press that button and it pulls it down for you. So very nice. All the door panels are very nice. All the trim is intact. A lot of times the trim is missing on these Escalades. And again, it's got the turn signals built into the mirrors there. This seat is in great shape. No cracks, no tears. Power seats work fine. And the lumbar works fine. I always like to find the original sticker when it's still in the vehicle. It's just indicative of someone that took care of the vehicle when you have all the original manuals and the original sticker that was on the vehicle when it was new. And just a side note, this was $62,190 brand new. So pretty crazy how much these cost new and how inexpensively you can get them in a short amount of time. And as you can see here, it's got the original cover for the manual. With all of the original books. And this is nice, this aftermarket stereo DVD navigation rear backup camera system manual is here. So if you want to know how to do it and you are able to read manuals, there's the manual for that. And here's another manual for that as far as further instructions on how it works. Okay, little bit of wear here, not stain, but just a little bit of wear. And again, if you have read our ads, 99% of the time, by the time we get a vehicle, there's no floor mats, and you can get very, very nice floor mats at AutoZone or Walmart for 25 bucks, and they'll match, you know, the carpet perfectly. Other than that, can't really think of anything else to add. This is a very, very clean vehicle, and this one's going to move real fast. So if you're interested, feel free to give me a call on my cell phone at 330-715-1555. Thanks.